Oh, well, hello there. Welcome back, everyone, to another morning show. It's been like a couple weeks here. All right. I want to talk about a couple things today. One's going to be a little bit of a personal experience, just to kind of as a frame of reference. And then we're going to work into a little more like vaccine and nutrition type of thing based off of that. So, I hope y'all been well. I'm kind of just in my thoughts this morning. It would have been nice just to chill, but I haven't recorded in a while, and I did actually want to get some of this information and thoughts out there. Sorry, I'm speeding up. There's construction everywhere. It's insane. I've never seen so much construction in my life. It's just, it's fatiguing. Okay. So, in the last 10 months, I've really managed to dial in my eating habits and kind of workout routine. Now, so this wasn't all full 10 months, full on, full send. It kind of took me, a little bit hit and miss here. Actually, like switched up gyms. Basically, I had been going to the gym for years and seeing results, but never really focusing in on like, okay, let's just put on muscle mass. One of the things I've gained 14 to 15 pounds. And the reason, like, people are probably like, oh, who gives a fuck, dude? I really don't care about your personal life. Well, the reason I say this is because I've been watching and researching a bit of the bodybuilding industry lately just to kind of see what's going on there. And I come across a video saying that like 12 pounds of gains in your first year is like top tier fucking performance and genetics, and I'm just like, I don't buy that. As much as I'd like to be like, look at my results and I can attest to this personally without really even using much whey protein. I've been able to do this. I'll give you some more details later, but it's just it was another piece that made me really skeptical about the information coming from any of the nutrition and health influencers and bodybuilding influencers, all this shit, right? So this claim that I'm able to put on 14 to 15 pounds in the last 10 months compared to what they said 12 months in a year, I'm not really buying it. So I haven't done anything. I'm not really even taking supplements right now. I've just been focusing in on getting 3 square meals a day at least, and maybe once on the weekends I'll get a smoothie with some whey protein in it. That's pretty much it. It's really pretty much it. Focus in on animal products, as few vegetables as really possible. I just don't find myself craving vegetables. I just don't. Yeah, I'll even get like mixed vegetables steamed, and I won't even touch them. I'm just like, my body doesn't even want it. And there's a lot more nutrition research coming out lately, and we've kind of been all aware of this for quite a while, but really it comes down to how your personal body responds to it. But when you mix things like, corn in with your meat consumption, if you eat corn with a steak, your absorption of things like iron, is less. It's measurably less. So it's like the corn blocks the fucking absorption of nutrients. Just something like corn in your diet. So that and removing alcohol has really helped. So really, that's it. And I've been going to the gym 2 to 3 days a week, and some weeks nothing at all. Like some weeks I'm just like, nah, I kind of can feel where my body's at calorie surplus versus calorie deficit. And so I'm like, okay, if I spend energy, I'm going to have to make up for it in food. But eating food, enough food to like be constantly gaining weight can be so fatiguing. It's like, body just needs to chill for a minute. You can't just keep stuffing food. And you can if you want to just plow through it, but I don't know. I don't find that enjoyable. And I've seen the results I was kind of looking for without having to do that. So yeah, 2 to 3 times gym a week. What I did different at the gym was I cut out playing basketball. And why is because this isn't a brag, but I've always been good at it. Very talented at that sport. Like shooting, just no problem. Fucking downtown, no problem. So as anybody, if you were out there and you had the shooting level that I do, you would get kind of caught up in shooting because you're making 7 out of 10. You know, you're making 7 out of 10 3-pointers. You're going to keep shooting. So I was burning a lot of calories is really all I'm trying to bring up with that story. And I'm just telling you the truth. The reason I would sit there and keep shooting is because like I keep making it. And then I'd be like, I'd always have to close with, okay, well, after I've made like fucking 7 in a row, if I miss one, all right, well, that's okay. You know, get up to 13 in a row. Okay, missed one. Well, then you got to make one to finish. So I was all, and then sometimes it would feel so, you'd be like, man, that felt so good. You'd put up another one. And so it's like you're just kind of wasting calories at that point. Or you're trying new dribble moves or something, you know. It's basically, for me, it's just flashy moves like shit the professor does. Which is fun, you know, and, you know, it's fine. But the point is to really dial in on just let's gain muscle growth and poundage. I had to cut that out playing basketball. So now when I go to the gym, it's just, there's not really much warm-up. I kind of just warm up on each exercise I'm doing. Like, okay, first reps are just, let's just warm up, not a whole like super big weight. You just, I don't know, it's just my process. It worked. So let's switch the dial a little bit here and shift off of me. I just wanted to put that out there for people who are, you know, I did want to kind of talk about like fucking steroid use and testosterone use and all sorts of fucking just enhancement things, right? Even like creatine and whey protein. People just stuffing their gills with it, and pre-workouts. Like, I don't do any of those things. Like, I told you all the details already. It's really that black and white for me. It was food intake, reduce the amount of basketball I was playing, and like one whey protein drink shake from Smoothie King, and it had ice cream in it. So it's like, I don't even know how really useful that whey protein is. But oh, and raw milk is probably key here. A lot of raw milk was probably key. Raw cow milk, so to clarify, because apparently there's like human growth hormone in human breast milk, and no, I'm not talking about that type of raw milk, just from the cows. So that's been, you know, great. Raw cheese, steak. Anyway, let's shift a little bit. And I don't want to get too into the details on like steroid use and all that shit. It's just, oh my gosh, all the people out there claiming to be natty are just, probably just so full of shit, dude. Probably just so full of shit. Okay. I was talking to somebody from Connecticut recently. He was telling me some interesting things. This dude was in the Army for like 20 years. just about 50 years old, just to put him on the map. Said he got to talking about during COVID and what it was like out there versus what it was like in the Midwest here. Whereas he talked about the pressures to get the vaccine. And so I asked him, I was like, okay, did you take the vaccine? Because he mentioned like actually getting sick and like losing his taste and smell, I think it was, which a lot of people reported. I myself never got anything. I yet to really catch a cold. I don't even buy that happens that way. So that's a different subject. But said he had never gotten the vaccine. So I wondered how are these people catching the same symptoms? Well, he said that his symptoms came after people started getting the booster that came out. So not like the first round, but like the second round, like the booster that came out. A lot of people around him were getting it. So that could suggest that the phrase vaccine shedding was actually possibly occurring, that the people that were going to get the vaccines and the boosters were actually being given an infection and became infected spreaders. Like they were the super spreaders. The ones who got boosted were the super spreaders. Whoa, boost super, you boost it to get to super status. It kind of makes sense when you look back at the narrative. I'm not saying that that's 100% true. That's exactly what happened. I'm just saying this, these are the facts. We can look back and look at them and put the picture together. Why is everybody driving so slowly? This is crazy. Okay. Anyway, need something to drink a second. Hold up. Speaking of super boosting, some raw milk down the hatch. Whoo! I feel super boosted already. All right. Vaccine shedding. I had mentioned that to a girl I was, well, not a girl, you have to specify these days, a woman that I was sort of thinking about, having relations with. And I asked her if she got vaccinated. She said yes, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm out. This was a gal, she told me she had only ever been with her husband. They were just recently separated. So she had never slept with anybody else but her husband in her life. And I was right there. And I was like, nope, I am not taking the chance of catching whatever the fuck you just got injected with. That's how I felt about it. It's kind of how I still feel about it. You all might be infected. Stay the fuck away from me. So, I had always said that COVID was a digital psyop. Not to say or discredit the claims that there was a manufactured disease that spreadable could, somehow infect others. However, I'm not entirely sold on that just based on the facts yet. I want to allow the possibility for there being spiritual sickness. Because one thing I didn't quite ask this person about directly was, did you buy the story that there was some virus out there that was infecting people? What elements of belief did he put into the illusion, right, that would cause him to lose his senses? Because that's what it said his symptoms were, other than just being tired, and like he said that maybe runny nose or something, like lost taste and touch. Well, what is that? It's just like you're kind of losing some senses. Like, is that like a result of like you believed in something that was a total fucking lie, and now like you are kind of making yourself spiritually sick to the point like you're losing some sense? Like, I think there might be a layer of that occurring here. That one's going to be real tough to prove in any way. We would need more statistical data. But my gut kind of tells me that there might be something of that nature occurring too. Like, imagine Stranger Things, right? Remember that movie? Or just imagine like a dark side of the world that like we cannot see, and overlaid on what we're in now. And it's just like, the more we believe in the illusion that the darkness is trying to emit into this world, to try to leak itself into this world, right? The more we open that up, the more we allow for that to happen through ignorance and delusion, beliefs, the more those things can kind of like almost invade your mind and affect you physically, right? It's not really so far-fetched, because you can, when you experience kind of a spiritual existence, I've put plenty of information out there for you guys on why I would speak about such things. It's like, you just say like Star Wars, Star Wars, you can see the Force, like you can see things, just, you can see consciousness and energy flow, right? Well, we're like resonance-based creatures. I mean, music can make us physically ill. Music can make us happy. Like, imagine just like frequencies being emitted like into your head. So that gets me into the point here that I kind of wanted to make about like, let's rephrase the term metalheads. Like, what are in these vaccines? There's a bunch of heavy metal. Where does that heavy metal go? Some of it goes into your brain. So that brings us to a point of like, how many more vaccines are kids given as fucking babies these days? While their brain is developing, it's getting injected with heavy metal. And then you're pumping, like, oh, well, blah, 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 the body removed that. Okay, you're pumping a massive amount of Wi-Fi signals through the atmosphere, and your body's full of metal. You're drinking soft drinks, soda, out of fucking aluminum cans. Think about it. You're fucking metalheads. The people who can't think for themselves, like, it just feels like they're repeating the narrative. It's literally because they fucking are. They are a walking antenna to repeat the shit that's being pumped through the atmosphere. They're a fucking radio station and they don't even know it. They don't even know it. So it's like you have to mentally, actively monitor your thoughts, correct them, place them, being like, where the fuck are all these thoughts and feelings even coming from right now? Because you feel depressed, like, how would you know that it's even you that's feeling depressed? Like, that there's something like, oh, your gut's feeling depressed because you're hungry or malnourished. Like, you might just be feeling depressed because they're pumping fucking Wi-Fi signals through your head and you just got a booster shot for whatever fucking vaccine it is. You took any fucking shot that they might have given you might have pumped fucking heavy metals into you. So yeah, term metalhead. It's kind of what I wanted to talk about. No, it's kind of two things I wanted to talk about. Gaining weight and like just, nutritional health, like steroid use, all that stupid, like what? the whole illusion around fucking the nutrition community and like fitness industry, good God, so saturated and filthy, just full of liars. And then onto the metalhead thing. Like, maybe the amount of, I mean, maybe they were spraying, heavy metals into the air. It could have been that. They're spraying heavy metal into the air. And just, it had nothing to do with vaccine shedding. Maybe there could be some of that too. Like, maybe it's like a little bit of all of the above. And then they pump out, remember they put up a bunch of 5G fucking towers and shit. Maybe they just turned them on. And the metal in your body made you lose a sense of taste and touch. Like, you ever, makes me think, actually. That reminds me of something. I'll admit to something. If you made it this far, I'll admit something personal to you. I've taken acid twice in my life. The first time, was it twice? Was it twice? Fuck. I think maybe the first time I just didn't take like really very much. And then the second time I took like a proper amount to get you like, okay, true acid experience. I think that's what happened. Okay. Not super important to the story, but I remember on the proper acid trip where it was like, okay, I went to, nothing really seemed good to eat. I kind of felt robotic. I kind of felt like I had everything tasted like metal. It was just, right. I don't know. I lost my sense of taste a bit. And smell. I remember this significantly because what happened was a cigarette came around and I was like, oh yeah, I haven't smoked for a while. I'll take a drag. And on the first drag, it was like, what did I just inhale? Like fucking metal smoke? It was like, And almost immediately, like I walked across the hallway into the bathroom. I couldn't even get to open the toilet and I just projectile fucking vomited. Like, only times that I had projectile fucking stream vomited in my life. It was fucking disgusting. It was like, oh, it was so gross. And the thing is, too, I was like, fuck, I'm not cleaning that up. At the time, I don't remember really cleaning any of it up. I think my roommate went and cleaned it up later. Oh my gosh, what a sweetheart for doing that. She was a sweetheart. We weren't sweet on each other, but she was a good roommate in that aspect, in that she did clean up my projectile vomit in the bathroom, probably because there were a bunch of other guests too. Oh my God. This story is so funny. It just reminded, that whole losing your taste and smell, that's what that reminded me of. I guess I didn't fully lose it, so I guess I can't compare what there was exactly, but oh man, that is exactly how I felt. Kind of how he was describing. Interesting. So I'm not really sure what to draw from that, but well, and gosh, to get a little deeper into that, God, maybe, because I had an experience on that acid trip where it was like, where I was kind of laying in bed, but like I was still totally conscious and aware and fully too, right? I wasn't like, no, I was like, I was having this fucking experience in my mind, like I could feel my body like aligning with like the electrical sockets in the fucking wall. Like I was like, my arm would like kind of point at it, one of them, and then the other one. So it was like I was just kind of feeling it out, like really just like sink into it, stillness, meditate, like sink into it. And then it was like, okay, aware of the buzzings and the surroundings, and it's like, oh, the electrical outlets. But it's like, okay, so there's electrical magnetic energy there, right? That you're like always interacting with. Add putting like heavy metals into your fucking body and mix, like, so you're like, your natural biorhythmic interaction, like, with the magnetic field, the electromagnetic field, right? Maybe that's also what consciousness sort of exists on. You're all full of metal. You're all full of toxins and shit, processed foods and shit. Like, alcohol, like, really blocks out your kind of ability to sense, right? It dullens your senses so much. So alcohol's terrible for it. Like, I've really, really started to notice that. Is just in, like, the thoughts that will be enabled to come into your head will be on the higher spectrum of clarity. Like, much higher quality thoughts, like more perspective in them, more wisdom in them. Like, it's just very interesting. I don't want to get too deep on this. This one has been a long one. So I'm going to say goodbye on that one. We'll probably catch you next week. Take care.